Good evening, and this is Katleo, a tutor at TutorVollt. And today we will be doing assignment preparation for assignment 2 of ENN1504. So this is ENN1504. Right. So basically, your assignment must include the following. It needs to include the cover page. The cover page must include your full names, the module code, the module name in details. So the module code we will include ENN 1504. The module code, okay, I was actually supposed to write N over there. So it's NN. The module code in details, the module name in details actually will be practicing. Please be careful of the spelling. Workplace. English. And then from there we will then move to assignment number 2. Okay, this was yesterday. So yesterday was assignment number 1. So this is assignment number 2. And the unique code, we will meet the assignment unique code in the assignment. And then the submission date is, if my memory is correct, it's the 14th. 14th of June. 2021. June 2021. Then you need to also have the table of content, the assignment itself, the reference page, and then you also need to include the declaration form or the plagiarism page. And it is actually to declare that the work that is in the assignment is actually yours, and the sources that you've used, it might be the internet, the person you've interviewed, or from the study unit you've actually referenced. It might be inside the assignment or at the reference page, and this is actually not plagiarized. It's actually your own work. So before we actually continue with this assignment, personally, I would like to advise students to say, when it comes to such assignment, or basically when it comes to an assignment, whether it's for ENN1504 or any kind of assignment, one needs to get ready for an assignment. You need to prepare for it. You need to make research. You need to ask around. You need to, you need to put more effort in the assignment before you actually submit it. So you need to put effort, put your most valuable, at best, whatever English you may use, effort to research about the assignment. The first thing, when you first see the tutorial letter, you need to research about the assignment. You need to, in this instance, it's ENN1504. So you need to research what the assignment is about and what it needs me to write about. What actually do I need to write about on this assignment? And what you need to put more excitement, in the assignment. And what do I actually need to write about? Okay, then you need to put more creativity. You need to put dedication. You need to be dedicated so as you can get good marks at the end of the day. Remember that assignments I did mention yesterday when we were actually doing preparation for assignment 1, to say assignments are actually your gateway to your exams. Your assignment is your gateway to exams, because your assignment will actually show you that, hey, I did well, so I'm going to push to the limit for my exams. I'm going to push to the limit to get that distinction that I want. I'm going to push for that for I'm going to push to the limit to get that distinction that I want. And at the end of the year, or at the end of the course, the qualification basically, you'll actually say that when you get that nicer email that says you have completed your qualification, you'll actually congratulate yourself and think that I've dedicated so much in in these assignments, in this ENN assignment, and I'm actually very happy to get this qualification. So part A, just to freshen our memory, a report is a okay. This we're going to highlight is a channel information, right? In an organization, okay, channel information. We are going to make it orange. Okay. In an organization, keeping managers informed of the development of on the ground so that appropriate decisions can be taken. Um, reporting usually is reporting is usually included in the responsibilities of individual positions and structures, such as sections. Let's highlight this. Great. Such as sections or department committees and project teams. So, report is your gateway of running a research on a certain information, a certain topic that you're given. Um, it can be the latest topic that maybe one can get, maybe can find interesting, or can find to can find interesting to research about. If they would actually say that, please create your own topic, I would actually create a topic about either anything that happens in the country, either COVID-19, which is something that we actually live with in our daily day-to-day basis. COVID-19, how it's affected the country, the positive and negative of it, if this actually such. Well, apparently there is the positive in terms of economy, and well, the negative being we've lost lives, and maybe the economy went down or anything. You'll actually figure out how you put that information. Or I would actually choose either COVID-19, or I would, well, how COVID-19, depending how COVID-19 taught me to save. I need to do research on how COVID-19 taught me to save. I was commissioned by somebody to actually write about how COVID-19 taught me, or taught a certain business to save. And then we can write a report on that. And remember that report, we've got types of report. We've got investigative report, just to refresh your memory. We've got investigative report. We have a progress report, closure report, short short formal report. So let us go through the assignment, how to write the assignment, an example. So we are going to go through the assignment. Assignment number 2. So this information needs to be, well, according to me, highlighted because you actually need to take note. So let anyhow, let me continue with Okay, so I was saying that okay, so the second guideline says that ensure that the information is ensure that the information. So it's ensure that the information in the different sections of the report are presented in a logical and coherent sequence, provide important and specific details that are readily accessible at any given time when the report is read. Edit and proofread the report before submission. You should ensure that the report reflects originality and resourcefulness in providing relevant information that is complete and concise. Include your signed declaration form as part of your submission. So this whole thing is actually 70 marks. So we will first go to the example, the definition and the example of what you actually need to include on this first part of the assignment. So, terms of reference is a statement of the problem to be investigated, the name of the person commissioned, and the report and the scope and time frame of the investigation. Accordingly, this section shows who authorized the investigation and what you are authorized to investigate. So this is where you can actually this is where you can actually include to say, for example, I was commissioned by Dr. Dibusing to I was commissioned by Dr. Dibusing to have an investigation on COVID-19 and how COVID-19 has affected the country and the negatives and the positives of COVID-19. And okay, so at Lenman Clinic on the 21st of May 2021, and this report is actually needed after 30 days. So then you then move to the procedures, steps taken to investigate the problem, method and sources of information. So this is where you're going to include that you actually used you did interviews, you used surveys, you sent emails to people, you went for radio interviews, and you also did online meeting you also did let's just say you did a box that kind of looks like a suggestion box, but now people then needed to write their thoughts on that box. So you then going to write those 5 things on their own. So you're just going to say I ran okay, or we first had to run an interview, or we first had to run an interview. We conducted surveys, we had to conduct boxes that look like your suggestion boxes where people write their thoughts. You then had to do radio interviews, you did meetings, which is your online meetings. Then findings is where you write factual information that was found when you were busy with your procedures. So, or with each procedure. So you're going to write that in the interview, I found that most people actually think that COVID-19 has affected the country in a good way, than 20% who say that it affected the country in a bad way. And then you then going to follow up to say maybe just like that. Then you're going to say in the radio, it was 50-50. 50 said it affected the country in a good way. 50 said in a bad way. You're going to do it that way until you reach the fifth procedure. Because remember, you've got 5 procedures, right? Yes. And then we are then going to, those are your findings. And then you're going to go to conclusion. So in your conclusion, you're going to then um, analyze your information that was in your findings to say, okay, so these in detail, people from the interview said it affected the country negatively because of we lost lives. It affected the economy. We lost budgeting. We had a lot of things that we lost, as compared to people who think it affected the country in a good way. Recommendations. Actually, in conclusion, you are not allowed to suggest any action that as they come in the next section. So you're not allowed to say, I suggest that sanitizers should be continue, like we should continue with sanitizing our hands, or I suggest that we shouldn't wear masks in public. You actually supposed to put that under recommendations. Suggested actions to improve the situation based on your conclusion. So you can just suggest that, okay, I suggest that um the way in which the country lives should continue. Like even after this COVID-19 pandemic era, we should also live under budgeting rules. We should live under sanitizer. We should live under mask, because this pandemic is not going to last forever. But after, what's going to happen? What do you think? So you can just come up with your recommendations. And then you can then include your, the ending. That is where you're going to then include that you actually think no sorry you're in the ending, you're going to actually put your name. Let's say it's KB Molesa. You're going to then write the student nurse. Let's just say you were a student nurse at Landman Clinic, and then you're going to write the date, the 15th of May, or the 15th of June, or the 30th of April, or the date of today, which is the 21st of April. So, and that is all for part A, and we're then going to go to part B. All the best with part A, and just do your best, collect the 70 marks, and be creative, be all out, go all out with this assignment, be creative. And then we're going to assignment 2. Assignment 2 is reflection. In this question, you need to reflect on ENN1504. Write a 500 word about a 1-page essay which will reflect on the module. In a reflection, you need to use the following guidelines. Introduction, introduce your essay. You're obviously going to explain maybe what ENN1504 is about, what practicing workplace English is about, the module, what the module is about, and you're just going to explain the module. You're not going to actually introduce yourself. You just have to actually explain the module to say ENN1504 practicing workplace English is basically about anything that you might write about. Maybe it's about if you say it's about business writing and preparing business communication, anything that you think ENN1504 is about, you can then write it over there. And then we have body. Write about what you have learned about workplace English, including highlight and challenges you've experienced. So you're then going to write what you have learned about practicing workplace English. You're then going to write. You're then going to tell us about the highlights of what you've learned in this module, the challenges that you faced, and how you overcome them. In conclusion, remember this is a one-page essay, so you just need to be short and simple, and it needs to be 500. In conclusion, write about how you will use what you learned in the module in your current or future workplace uh, endeavors. So you then need to then write to say what I've learned, and remember that this module is actually about memos and emails and everything that is in the module. You know, what are you going to do with it? Like, what the information that you've learned, how are you going to use it in the business world? How are you going to put it practically? How are you going to write an email at work? How are you going to be creative? I for one find myself being creative every day in an email. So how are you going to be creative in emails? How are you going to be creative in letters? How are you going to be creative in reports? You know, all the best. And just basically, this assignment requires you. Assignment 2 requires you to both assignment 1 and 2. They require you to use creative writing. They require you to think out of the box. So all the best. And this one is 30 marks, so the total is 100. So collect that 70, 80, 90, or even 100. Before I actually close, please note that you should not use subheadings, but your essay should flow. um we will mark for content and language. So you're actually not allowed to write introduction, then you write your introduction. Body, you write your body. Conclusion, no, just go with the flow, just go with the flow. Just write as you go along, or just type as you go along. Just remember that this is the introduction, body, conclusion. And what can help you is a mind map. Just go create a mind map. Go write it, go write your points. And then when you type it, it's just going to flow very easily. And that is all from my side. All the best with your assignment. All the best with your assignment. Do give it your all. Do your best. Give it your all, and just go ace these assignments and take good care of yourself. And that is all from me, and bye. Bye.